A dramatic 120 minutes of football, including penalty shootout that involved two perennial arch rivals, the Super Eagles of Nigeria and the Bafana Bafana of South Africa. It earned the Super Eagles of Nigeria its spot at the 2023 African Cup of Nations finals. Nigeria's victory over South Africa on Wednesday at the semi-finals of the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations makes it the 15th time both countries have met at international level. The Super Eagles have had upper hand following 8 victories, 5 draws and 2 losses. 1980 Africa Cup of Nations gold medalist Segun Odegbami sums up the encounter at the Stade de la Paix Stadium in Bouaké.
Agonizingly, we should not have had penalty kicks to start with. Even if we are going to have penalty kicks, we didn't need to go through the pressures that we went through. And these were because of the technical changes that didn't help the team, didn't make the team stronger. Rather, it made the team weaker. And we had to go through that process till the very end. So it is not the best, but it is still good that we got to the final.
Taking us back to 1984 in this same facility, veteran sports journalist Michel Obi says, though the Super Eagles won, it was a rather tedious process.
In this same stadium, I went through the agony of a penalty shootout against the Egyptians in the same semi-final, in the same competition, although we have an expanded version. So for 40 years after, we are still seeing the same drama, but not against the boys. The Eagles had no business dragging this game to the shootout. Perhaps it was settled in the stars that we'll get in the final. But if you look at even the total play of both sides, you have to give credit to Bafana Bafana. They were tactically more coherent. They had an understanding of what they want to do. And essentially a home-based team. Majority of the players, all of them in their league. So there was a unity of purpose. But don't take it away from the Eagles' individual strength. We have players who stood up when it mattered. And the luck of the green always goes to those with a sense of diligence. That's what you saw in the shootout. The goalkeeper who had saved 4 kicks didn't have an answer. And so we have to really give ourselves a sense of relief and joy that we are into the final. And the final, back to Abidjan, like it was in 1984.
Mayendu Vileli is a South African journalist. To him, the performance of Bafana Bafana should be a credit to the local league in South Africa that produced 22 players in the team.
You have to be realistic and be happy for what our boys have achieved. Nobody gave them a chance in this tournament. If you look at the group that were coming from Mali, Tunisia, teams that are way above us even in the rankings, we were dead and buried in terms of people, how they thought when we were going to play Morocco. You look at what we did there. You even look at this game, the way we came back. I think I'm proud of what my team has achieved in this tournament. And the tournament is not over. We must, when we leave in Abidjan next week, we must go home with a medal, and there's still a bronze medal to play for. For a team that is made up of 20 South African-based players, I think this is also a message to all the other national associations that it is not just about having players in Europe, but it is also about having strong leagues in Africa to improve and grow the football.
The men of the moment, the Super Eagles, can't hide their joy. It's still one game at a time. Nigeria will now square up against host Ivory Coast that solved the Democratic Republic of Congo in the second semi-finals 1-0. The final match comes up on Sunday, February 11 at the Stade Olympique Al-Hassan Ouattara Stadium of Mofama Ibadan. AIT News, Bouaké, Côte d'Ivoire.